1,891 cases and 25 deaths. From June 11th until today, nearly 420,000 livestock, including 393,000 poultry and 430,000 fish have died due to the extreme heat. Most regions will continue to experience temperatures around 35 degrees Celsius and tropical nights with temperatures above 25. Heavy rain of 30 to 50 millimeters is expected in parts of Gyeongsang provinces on Thursday, with showers, thunder, and lightning continuing until Friday. The Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport announced today that BMW Korea, Hyundai Motor Co., Kia Corporation, and KGM Commercial will recall more than 172,000 vehicles due to various defective components. The recall includes 103 models with issues such as airbag module inflator errors in some BMW 320D units and wiring errors in over 43,000 Hyundai Santa Fe SUVs. In local news, Busan City said today that it will implement special support measures for local SMEs and small business owners affected by the We Make Price and Timon incident. To prevent the worst-case scenarios, such as chain bankruptcies due to delayed settlements, the city will urgently provide 20 billion won in policy funds to affected SMEs and small business owners. A new special guarantee fund of 10 billion won will be established to support e-commerce companies affected, providing up to 100 million won per case with a guarantee rate of 100% for up to 5 years. Last month, the number of tropical nights in Busan, Ulsan, and Gyeongnam regions reached the second highest on record. The Busan Meteorological Administration announced today that the average number of tropical nights recorded at 11 observation points in the Busan, Ulsan, and Gyeongnam region was 9.6 days in July. Since the nationwide expansion of meteorological observation networks in 1973, this is the second longest duration of tropical nights in the Buulgyeong area. The record was set in July 1994 with 9.9 days of tropical nights. Busan City said today that it will urgently allocate 100 million won from its disaster relief fund to minimize damage to vulnerable groups exposed to heat waves. In response to the ongoing heat wave and the resulting increased risk of heat-related illnesses among vulnerable groups and social welfare facilities, Busan City conducted an urgent inspection and identified the need for immediate support. The fund will be donated to the Busan Community Chest of Korea and used to purchase cooling items such as summer blankets and relief food for approximately 960 residents of single-room counseling centers. In international news, a state of emergency has been declared in Russia's Kursk region following a rare cross-border attack by Ukrainian forces now in its second day. Acting Regional Governor Alexei Smirnov stated the measure was necessary to address the impact of enemy incursions. Thousands have been evacuated from border areas, with medical personnel being brought in from other cities. Now taking a look at the weather here, the Korea Environment Corporation under the Ministry of Environment announced that an ozone advisory was issued for 7 southern districts of Busan at 11 a.m. today. The affected areas include Donggu, Namgu, Seogu, Suyonggu, Junggu, Haeundae-gu, and Yeongdo-gu. And that'll have to do it for this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You're listening to BEFM, Busan 영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM, Busan 영어방송.
Coming up next is 2 p.m. Reboot with Casey McKeever. BEFM, Busan 영어방송.
It's really hot these days, right? On days like today, we walk outside for a few minutes in the middle of the day and we start sweating. But as time goes by, you can feel it getting a little less hot each day. In the next 2 weeks or so, it won't be as hot as it is now, and the summer will be over to some extent, and autumn will come. However, there is still a lot of summer left, so today, we're going to learn some things that we can enjoy before the summer ends. It's Thursday, August the 8th, 2024. My name is Nick. This is 2 p.m. Reboot. Let's get it started. Welcome everyone to the show. You just listened to Rain on Me by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. Now this song debuted at number 1 on the Hot 100 to become Gaga's 5th chart topper and Grande's 4th. All 4 of Grande's number 1s launched at the summit, so she overtook Mariah Carey, Justin Bieber and Drake, who each have 3 number 1 debuts, and she became the artist with the most bows at the top. Now, this took Song of the Year, Best Collaboration and Best Cinematography at the 2020 MTV Music Video Awards, where Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande performed the song for the first time. Now, Rain on Me won for the Best Pop Duo Group Performance at the Grammy Awards in 2021. You can definitely hear anytime Lady Gaga is involved in a song, it almost has this kind of futuristic, robotic, dystopian kind of feel to it, which I personally quite like. That was Rain on Me by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. Welcome to the show, everybody. You're live in the studio. Well, I'm live in the studio. You're watching me live in the studio, or you're listening to us live in the studio in Busan this Thursday afternoon. Welcome to the program. This is BFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Dongguan and Doksan areas. I'm your temporary host, Nick. You can also listen to us In Seoul, TBS EFM at 101.3 FM or GGN Gwangju 98.7 FM. I do want to remind you this show is being streamed on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com, search for BEFM or 부산영어방송. Unfortunately, due to music copyright issues, YouTube users can't listen to the music live. The music will be muted on YouTube, so you can't hear it. But if you do want to hear the music, and I do recommend you do, either download the smartphone app or turn on the radio, 90.5 if you're in the Busan area. I know it's not convenient, but unfortunately it's the best we can do. Now on YouTube Live, we do have some people coming in. Hello, so we have Youngnim saying, hello Nick, how's it going? It's going good. You know, I slept better than I've slept in a long time because I think, was it the same for everyone? It was a bit cooler last night. It wasn't as humid. You know, the past few weeks have been super humid, super hot, and my air conditioner isn't very good. So I've been really suffering, but last night was much cooler. So I'm doing pretty well, thank you. Soinim as well saying, hi Nick, welcome to the show, my friend. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Great to see you again as well. I'm going to let you know what's coming up today on the show. In hour one, we have Hot Off the Press, trendy music that has been newly released. I'm going to tell you about the artist and about the track as well. We also have guest Michael Garrett coming in for Parenting 101. He's going to tell us about childcare, parenting, and we're going to listen to his experiences because Michael Garrett, I know him as the movie guy because me and him used to discuss movies a lot, but he's a parent as well. And I can't wait to hear the wisdom he's going to impart on us. And that's not all, because in hour two, we have Daily List. There's a list for everything, and we're going to find all of them. Daily List covers all of the lists from the best of to the worst of. And today's topic is things to do before the summer ends, because there is a lot I want to do before the summer ends. But, you know, work, procrastination, the heat, laziness, it all kind of gets in the way sometimes. And then after that, we have Inside Korea, where I let you know some important updates on the country in which we live. Some of the stories include Seoul launching a ferry shuttle service on the Han River in March. Also, 100 Filipina caregivers are to arrive in Seoul 1 month ahead of assignment. And also, extreme heat has triggered outages and heat stroke deaths. Lots of news, serious news coming in as well, so stay tuned for that. After this, though, we're going to have Perfect Playlist, where we pick the best songs for every situation. And our theme this week is still the British invasion. It's 1 week. So if you like that, great. Great chance to listen to some great music. I'm going to let you know today's text topic, which is some way for you to get involved. 오늘의 텍스트 토픽 알려드리겠습니다. What is something you really want to do before the summer ends? 여름이 가기 전에 꼭 하고 싶은 것은 무엇인가요? What do you really want to do before the summer ends? You don't have long. You have a few weeks maybe before it starts getting cooler. Maybe you want to go swimming in the sea because, you know, the sea will start getting very cold in a few weeks. Maybe you want to go to a water park or maybe a valley. Tell me, what do you want to do before the summer ends? 여름이 가기 전에. You can send your answers to pound 9050, 샵 9050, which will cost you 101, a Kakao Talk message. You can search for BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Add us, send us messages for free. You can also search for our smartphone app as well. So there's lots of ways to get in contact with us if you want to just chat and, talk to me. Get involved with the show because there's lots to do. Before we move on, I do want to remind you that we have a heat advisory warning. Currently, a heat wave warning is in effect in most parts of the country. Avoid outdoor activities as much as possible. And when going out, wear light clothing, a wide-brimmed hat, and carry a water bottle. At construction sites, strictly adhere to heat safety rules such as water, shade, rest, and actively implement the heat wave break time system during the hottest hours. Thoroughly prepare for the heat wave, such as drinking enough water and having a short break. If you have symptoms such as dizziness, nausea, or headaches, use a cool place to rest. Well, everyone, we've got a great show coming up, so don't go anywhere. 소이님 saying 푹 주무셔서 그런가? 피부가 더 좋아 보이시네요. Actually, that could be true, thank you. I shaved a little bit today. You know, I try not to shave every single day because it ruins your skin, right? So I try to shave every 3 days, 2 or 3 days. And because of that, my skin is, I think, more thankful to me as well. But thank you for noticing as well. I see your messages about the summer. I'm going to read them in a little bit. Keep the messages coming in. We're going to take a song break and then we'll be right back with Hot Off the Press. This is Sunflower by Post Malone and Swali. We just listened to Sunflower by Post Malone and Swali. It's now time for Hot Off the Press. And from Monday to Friday, we bring two of the newest, hottest tracks from the world of music. And now a lot of songs are released every week, and we choose the best ones and introduce them to you. And I say it every day, but this segment is really important for people like me, who don't keep up to date with music. In fact, I think a couple of times, like maybe on Monday and last week, while listening to this segment during the song break, I really liked some of the songs. So there's the app on your phone where it listens to the music and it tells you the title and the artist. So I stuck my phone up while the song was playing. And I got a couple of good new tunes. So thank you, PDM, for that. I got some good music because of that. And hopefully you'll do the same as well. For Hot Off the Press today, the two songs we'll be going over is Chasing by Paris Hilton and Meghan Trainor is the first song. Now, when you hear the name Paris Hilton, you might not think singer. You think just rich person whose father owns, a very expensive chain of hotels, right? And she was famous for that, but she does sing as well, and she's quite a good singer. Now, she is a global superstar and a cultural icon. She released her latest single, Chasing, and it features Grammy Award winner Meghan Trainor. This is the second single from Hilton's eagerly awaited album, Infinite Icon. And Chasing aims to inspire listeners to move on from past relationships and embrace their futures with joy. Now, Infinite Icon, executive produced by Australian export Sia, who I'm a big fan of Sia, is set to release on September the 6th. Now, the 12-track album is Hilton's first in nearly 2 decades, and it explores the themes of fame, female empowerment, mental health, and motherhood. So this is set to be a good song, and I think with Sia, producing it from behind the scenes, Sia is one of the artists who makes great workout music. When I work out, I'm always listening to, I think it's Unstoppable, a great power song. That will be our first song. Our second song is going to be So Cold by August Moon. Now, August Moon was originally a fictional boy band created by writer Robin for her book, The Idea of You. However, it has been adapted into a film, and the 5 boys who make up the boy band in the movie have released their music and created social media accounts in real life as August Moon. So, although the boys who make up the band are acting as someone else, it's their real voices, and the music is available to be listened to in the real world. In the book and film August Moon, they have a loyal fan base who are known as Moonheads. It's pretty cool, right? BTS has the army, August Moon have Moonheads. And since starting their social media presence outside of the film, there are fans of the band who have given themselves this name. So it's going to be pretty cool. We've got 2 new songs. We're going to listen to Chasin' by Paris Hilton and Meghan Trainor, followed by So Cold by August Moon. welcome back. You're listening to 2 p.m. Reboot. I'm your host, Nick, and we just came back from 2 songs for our segment Hot Off the Press. 2 new songs. We had Chasin' by Paris Hilton, Meghan Trainor, and So Cold by August Moon. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday so far. I think it's a nice day. It's really hot. It is quite hot. Maybe not as hot as yesterday. Maybe more hot, maybe hotter than yesterday. Nonetheless, stay cool, stay hydrated. I want to remind you of today's text topic, our question of the day, which is, what is something you really want to do before summer ends? 여름이 가기 전에 꼭 하고 싶은 것은 무엇인가요? 오늘의 텍스트 토픽입니다. You can send your answers to pound 9050, 샵 9050, which will cost you 101. Kakao Talk message, just search for BEFM or Busan 영어방송 in Korean. Also, you can download the app and search for BEFM there, and you can listen to the music and send messages too. We've got some messages coming in. We have Youngnim saying, 여름 끝나기 전에 해야 될 것은 겨울에 입을 패딩 싸게 구입해놓기. That's good. Yeah, that's good, because if you buy clothes if you buy summer clothes in the summer season, it's expensive. If you buy winter clothes in the winter season, it's even more expensive because there's lots of padding, right? There's lots of that. And we have Soinim as well saying, 패딩 좋네요. 저는 제습기 사고 싶어요. 여름 끝나고 사야 가격이 저렴해질 듯요. Yeah, you have to buy this stuff. Yeah, 제습기 is for the summer, right? The dehumidifier. But if you buy it after the summer in preparation for next year, good thinking. I do prefer cheaper clothes. You know, I get really shocked when I go to a clothing store to go clothes shopping every 5 years or so, and then I see a t-shirt like the one I'm wearing. This t-shirt is a very basic t-shirt, decentish material. I would like to pay no more than $20-30, but everywhere I go, I'm seeing 70. 80, 7만 원, 8만 원. And I'm like, how do they cost so much? I guess, fashion costs something, and that's why I'm not very fashionable. Anyway, keep the messages coming in. Tell me something you want to do before summer ends. Neilnim saying, saying, 아직 여름 휴가를 못 가서 꼭 가고 싶네요. That's super important. Before the summer goes, you want to go on your summer vacation. I do hope that you get the time to enjoy the last remnants of summer before it finishes. Also, Youngnim and Soinim, thank you for your consideration for our team as well. Saying, 오늘도 화면에는 안 보이지만 뒤에서 열심히 일하는 PD님들 화이팅입니다. Yes, we have our producer over there, very, very silent, but he's very good at his job. And they're all working in the background to make this show run well. Well, someone else who's in this studio is our next guest. You can't see him on the screen right now, but he'll appear in just a second with Parenting 101. It is now time for Parenting 101, where we have a guest come in to share some news about childcare, parenting, and today we have Michael Garrett.
Hello.
Long time no see, my friend.
It's been a long time. It's good to see you again, Nick.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I've been really well. The summer has treated me well. Like you're saying, it's hot out there. But there's a lot of things that I do to, I guess, cancel that out.
Yeah.
Going and playing in the mountain stream is one of them. And the topic of today, with your asking, what do you need to do before the summer's over?
Yeah.
I've been a little bit busy, but I've been thinking of I like to get to the mountain and hike. And I was thinking of doing a hike to the ocean swim, kind of personal, bike, hike, swim triathlon.
A bike, hike, and swim triathlon up a mountain?
Yes.
In this summer?
Yes.
Can I ask why? Have you lost your mind?
I know it sounds like that, but in the spirit of the Olympics these days, it's pushing yourself to greater heights.
I really respect your dream, fervor, determination, but isn't the Olympic Stadium well air conditioned?
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Yeah. But the ocean, you think about how good it's going to feel when I finally dive into that ocean.
Oh,
And there's that lukewarm water of the summer.
Brilliant. So I take it you're into the Olympics right now?
Yeah, so today's Parenting 101 topic, I did want to bring up the Olympics. I'm wondering, Nick, if you've been enjoying the Olympics. Have you been watching a lot of different events live? How have you been doing with the Olympics?
Actually, Melissa was in the studio a few days ago talking about the Olympics, and I mentioned to her that I haven't been watching the Olympics live, but I've been watching the memes.
Yeah.
I've been watching the social media content that comes out of it. It's very fun.
Yeah.
The shooting and stuff.
Yeah. That's Melissa's things too, right? So like her social media, she likes the memes, and she likes...
The memes are great.
Yeah.
Have you been?
I've been watching a lot live, enjoying them. One thing that really surprised me, some of them, it's sports that you're never going to see outside of these 2 weeks every 4 years.
Yeah.
Like you're never going to be, let me just scroll through. Oh, handball is on. It's never on. And so it's like you're just getting, getting exposed to these interesting sports that you never see. The one that I was really surprised that I enjoyed so much was judo.
Oh.
So there was the mixed team. It's like 6-on-6.
Yeah.
And they have every weight class of men and women as a team, as a national team. So there's 6 people. And then the Korean team, they were in the bronze medal match. So I watched like the kind of semifinal match and then the bronze medal match. It was electrifying.
Really?
Yeah, the judo is really fun to watch.
Judo is all about just brute strength, not punching, not kicking. It's about taking down and tapping them to the floor, right?
Yeah, and that's the one where it's like you're grabbing collars and you're they're constantly grabbing sleeves and then kind of turning. Yeah.
But with skill.
Without the striking part of it. And then there was also the thing that kind of set the internet on fire. There was even some like English language, question answer chats about this, was that one of the women, I guess not players, but athletes, like judo practitioners, Kim Jisoo, she had red eyes for the match, and everybody was just like, what's happening with her eyes? I'm concerned about her eyes. She came out and it was just like where your white of your eyes, it was just red.
Bloodshot.
Yeah. She looked frightening and she was very intimidating. It really worked. Did
she do this intentionally to herself? Or
No.
Just
so there's a lot of kind of speculation about that, like what's happening with her eyes. Did she get kind of hit or something like this? And people have these theories, like during one of the matches, she's, like you were saying, it's a match of strength. So you're kind of holding it, and like people are, so you're like bursting the blood vessels in your eyes. Yeah.
Okay.
But the way that she looked during the match, it just added to the complexity of it. And this is what I was just saying that I love about the Olympics, is that you get to know these people and then you hear their stories and what they go through to train for these things. And it's just for that night, it's really all of a sudden I'm a judo expert and I'm a biggest fan. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I mean, I think everyone's an expert on shooting now. You've seen more Kim Ye-ji and Yusun. His name was Yusun.
The Turkish shooter. Yeah. He's like, I don't need any of the equipment at all. I'm a natural shooter.
And on top of this, bloodshot eyes now. What an Olympics, eh?
Yeah, that's right. So that brings us to today's Parenting 101 topic, actually. And I want to talk today about early specialization in youth sports.
Okay. Like pee-wee football.
Yeah, so specialization, what this means is that you pick a sport and then you dedicate everything to that. So you're not going to play multiple sports. So it's not just playing at a young age. It is only playing one thing from a young age and ignoring everything else.
Interesting.
Right, so it's like kind of year-round baseball would be an example of this. Instead of I'll play baseball in the summer, then I'll pick up some football or hockey and this kind of thing. So that's specialization. And then the word that we would use for the alternative to that would be a multi-sport childhood or multi-sport athlete or approach to parenting.
It's the difference of becoming a specialist or a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
I don't know which is better. I mean, I guess if you notice a talent in the child, like, they're so accurate, they can swing the bat, hit a home run every time. Yeah, 100% put it into that, I guess.
Yeah.
But at a young age, do you really know what they're exceptional at?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's a good point because maybe if you just dedicate to that one, then something that they're actually very good at, even better at, you're just not even noticing because you're not exposing them to that. That's a good point. When you were growing up, did you play multiple sports or were you not?
I mean, outside of school, in school you play every sport, right? But outside of school, I just played football, soccer, 축구. I wasn't the very good. I was like average, maybe below average. But, it's just in England, like in Korea, all kids go to taekwondo. In England, everyone plays football.
Yeah.
So it's, I wasn't the best, but you know what, actually? I wasn't the best at football, but in school sports days, I was really good at hockey. But in England, there's no hockey team, there's no national hockey league. So it was only in school, maybe a couple of times a year. Okay, it's hockey day. And I was like really good and everyone wanted to be on my team for that. But for nothing else. So, I guess I didn't get to specialize.
Yeah, that was your specialization chance right there.
And I didn't get to do it. Yeah.
Is that the hockey on the floor?
On the floor, like street hockey.
Yeah.
Not
right.
ice hockey.
Right,
Yeah.
got it. Awesome. Now, I'm going to go over some of the pros and cons of specialization. You had your first reaction to it, like, maybe it's a good idea if you have a natural talent for something. But I'll go over some of the kind of common pros and cons that people talk about because this is a topic that parents are really discussing a lot these days, and some of it has to do with the pro leagues and some of the people who go there, whether or not they are specializing, and then what's happening to them once they do become professionals. That's what's kind of igniting the debate these days. So actually, there are a lot of sports where specialization is more common.
Okay.
That's the first thing I want to bring up here, that you can't just treat every sport the same way.
Yeah.
For example, in one study that included over 21,000 American university athletes, it was found that 87% of Division I, that's the NCAA University Division I, it means like the highest, most skilled level, female gymnasts were specialized from a very young age, from before the age of 12.
You do see a lot of really, lots of gymnastics, lots of young girls doing it.
Yeah.
I guess you're young, you're flexible, and you're easily malleable to become a great gymnast.
Yeah, and then you need to, if you're going to become successful at that, you need to do it so much. You need to do it every day, hours. You need to dedicate, and so you don't have time to also play softball.
It looks like a very disciplined sport as well.
Yeah.
Very disclined.
Yeah.
위험해 보여.
Yeah.
I saw Final Destination, not very nice.
You don't want that to play out in the gymnasium.
Yeah. Just, if you don't mind saying, do your childs do specialized or do they do a multitude?
No, we do multi, and because I'm also not really a parent who's kind of like, I'm going to raise an Olympic athlete.
Okay.
It's not like my priority I don't bring the motivation. I kind of say, what sounds like fun to you? Let's get some activities because I want you to go out and experience the world, but I'm not like the Serena and Venus Williams father, like who's like, get on this tennis court and what kind of forehand is that? Like, start slamming balls at them.
And if they lose, I have no son.
Yeah, right. You're going to have to walk home. Sorry. I'll just drive away.
Okay.
Crying.
I think that's maybe if I have kids, that would be the approach I would like to take. Kind of start wide and maybe funnel it down if they start liking.
Yeah. And then if they go like, man, Dad, I love baseball. Like, this is so much fun. They're like, okay, we're joining a team and you're doing baseball, like maybe let's quit the soccer and maybe let's go this direction.
All right, hypothetical, they say they love it, but they're terrible at it. Would you let them do it? Or would you be like, maybe consider something else?
I'll be like, hey, you can do this, but we're going to keep the soccer too.
Okay, that's something you're good at for a bit of confidence as well.
That's right. Yeah,
Great.
make up some kind of excuse.
Okay.
Now, I was a little bit surprised about this, but it's actually a very high percentage of soccer players are also specialized at a very young age. It was 68% of male soccer players were also specialized from the age of 12 in the study that I mentioned before. And there could be one kind of really big reason why this is. The first one related to gymnastics, I want to bring up the first benefit of early specialization in youth sports is peak performance comes earlier.
Okay. Oh, so you do the best the earlier you start.
Yeah. And then so the more you dedicate, the earlier you will be very good at it.
Okay.
And so what we were talking about before is that in gymnastics, a lot of the really, really skilled gymnasts are teenagers.
Yeah.
And so they almost need to go the opposite way. For normally you say we restrict the age, like you can't be over this age to play here. in gymnastics, you have to have a minimum age because they have some really, really skilled children who they're not developed enough to actually compete and push their bodies that hard.
Right.
But they could do really amazing at this, as a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Because their body is so light, so flexible. So they could actually be better than like a 16-year-old. In some ways. But anyway, you need to be very, very good at a very young age to succeed in gymnastics. And if you look at just the Olympics right now, the American gymnast who has been taking all the headlines is Simone Biles.
She was big news at the last Olympics as well.
Yeah.
And she was famous for her, advocating mental health. That's why she dropped out. But she came back stronger this year, and fantastic.
Yeah, so she even talked to her therapist during the games, this year, during these games. But she's had 3 gold medals in the individual all-around, team all-around, and then in the vaults. And then she got silver in the floor. It was close. Her best thing is beam. A lot of people say the best thing was beam. I think she was 4th place in that one. She just missed out. She fell off.
Yeah. But hey, come on. Give her a break. You can fall off once in a while. So there's a lot more coming. I can't wait to hear it. We're going to take a quick song break, and then we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. Don't go everywhere. Don't go anywhere, everybody. This is Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles.
Tastes like something. Watermelon Sugar.
Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles. Welcome back, everyone, to 2 p.m. Reboot. We're in the middle of Parenting 101 with Michael Garrett in the studio, and we're talking about sports in relation to kids, specialization versus multi-sports. Really interesting stuff. We were just talking about Simone Biles.
Simone Biles, that's right. And the reason I brought her up is that she's 27 now. You mentioned how she's been to a few Olympics and she even did not compete in one. And that this is very unusual. She is the oldest woman to compete for American gymnastics in the Olympics since 1952. So my point is here that...
Wow.
Yeah.
Oldest.
So being 27 is like you're like an 80-year-old.
She's a baby.
Out there.
27. So young.
Yeah, not in gymnastics world.
Wow.
So a lot of them out there are actually teenagers. So she's like 10 years older than some of the competitors. And my point here is that you need to specialize if you need to peak early. So if you need to be good at 16, you don't have time to play multiple sports. You need to dedicate yourself and be on the beam every single day.
I guess time is your biggest enemy here. You don't have time to figure out the sport. And then once you figure it out, you have to just invest everything into that sport.
And I mentioned earlier also that in soccer, there's a lot of specialization early, but that's more not because you have to peak so early. It's more because of the system that's in place. So if you're very like Son Heung-min, if we take him as an example, if you show a lot of talent at a very young age, then you'll be picked for one of these like clubs, one of these junior clubs. And then so at the age of 16, for example, like Son Heung-min, he's already, training mostly soccer in these clubs. He goes over and he does like the German in 2008. He went over to the German club. It's like the Hamburger SV. And he's doing the youth program there. He does that 2 years and he gets promoted to the senior team. But when you're in one of those academies, they don't give you time for other things. You are 100% almost like a professional soccer player at that time
For real.
as a teenager. So you're going to specialize in that no matter what because of the system that's in play for soccer. And there's just too much money out there and too much on the line.
I mean, he said that his dad sent him over to Germany at 16 to just invest into football. And, in Son Heung-min's case, it paid off because he's incredibly talented. And, he was spotted by the right people and made his way up to the Premier League.
Yes.
So it sounds like a lot of the top athletes specialized at a young age. But of course, there's got to be disadvantages.
Yeah. So the specialization, the main two problems with it would be burnout and injuries. So starting with burnout, by the time an athlete becomes an adult, he or she might actually just be sick of dedicating so much time to one particular thing. And they might also feel that it wasn't a personal choice because it started happening so young.
A parental projection. Yeah. Living my parents' dreams.
Yeah. And that's why I think that, like we talked about earlier, how you have a conversation and you say, is this what you like? Is this what you want? Instead of like, it's coming from me and you are playing baseball 3 hours a day and kind of forcing that onto the child. The other side of that, though, is that there's not a lot of children who have the kind of understanding of the dedication it takes to actually become professional.
I know. And even if they do, it's just like, getting scouted for Hollywood. It is a 1 in a million chance. You got to have the talent, the luck, be at the right place at the right time. You can dedicate your life to this and never make it big in world terms. So it's got to be frustrating.
Yes. And as the injuries part instead of the burnout, the particular danger for the injuries is you repeat one motion over and over again. And this is it leads to what we call overuse injuries. And so the example here might be something like if you're a pitcher in baseball, right? You're going to be throwing that ball with whatever your strong arm is over and over again. And you're just having that torque run through your elbow repeatedly over and over and over again. And then so if you did multi-sports, so you're pitching for 3 months, and then your arm is getting a big, long break. And it recovers, like the ligaments are kind of growing and adapting. And then now you're playing soccer, so you're using your legs mostly. And then you go back to the baseball. And then so those big, long breaks, they give your body a time to recover and adjust. And you're not getting that if you're specializing and you're playing multiple seasons within a year.
Well, baseball, like golf, such high injury rates because, like you said, you're using one motion all of the time. You're swinging or you're throwing. You're going to pull something, herniate a disc,
Yeah. And so that's actually, when I started this, I said that there's a kind of a debate going on right now. A lot of this is connected to what's happening in professional sports. And in the Major League Baseball, there's a lot of pitchers who have been getting injuries. And so they'll come in and they're throwing so fast.
Yeah.
Like the pitcher for the Pirates these days that is doing so well. It's like 102 miles per hour is kind of like a normal speed for his pitches these days, Skeens. And it used to be like that was almost like fictional, like topping 100. That's ridiculous. But he's doing it many pitches every single time. So people are getting stronger, and then the ligaments are not getting stronger. Like their muscles, their bigger bodies, they have more that they're putting into their bodies as far as like sports medicine and development and nutrition.
But this doesn't grow. Ligament.
That ligament, you can't like exercise the ligament to make it stronger. And then so it's almost like people are putting a timer on people when they come in and they're successful. They're sort of saying, how long before Skeens is going to need Tommy John surgery on that elbow?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's not a question of if, it's when.
Yeah.
And Shohei Ohtani, like he was the two-way player. He hits, he pitches. He's the greatest baseball player.
The best, yeah.
And he's not pitching this season because
the
overuse injury, and he injured that arm, that pitching arm. So that's the thing, that if you're not playing multiple sports, you're specializing, you're really setting yourself up for some injuries at some time.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a risk that you say, what else am I supposed to do? If I want to succeed, I have to. But, you might have a better chance of lasting longer if you developed a more balanced body.
Yeah, I feel like with big sports like baseball, Premier League football, you probably know you're going to get injured. You know you have a timer, but you make such vast amounts of money in such a short time.
Yeah.
It's probably worth it. Just a year's salary could last anyone a lifetime for them. So,
it was almost like if I said to you, like, hey, Nick, if I paid you $10 million, would you let me just tear your ligament in your elbow?
I don't need them anymore. Take my arms.
Just do it. Everybody would just do it. They would volunteer for that for sure. And actually, it is kind of crazy that sometimes parents will say, their child has not actually injured the elbow ligament, and they say, "Can I just get the Tommy John surgery right now so that we can get it over with?" When they start feeling pain, they actually want to like volunteer for the surgery. It's kind of like misinformation out there. Wow. They think it makes like an indestructible ligament when you have the surgery. This is not true, people out there.
I mean, who knows in the future, bionic arms could be the way forward to throw 200 mile per hour fastballs, but hey. So I guess to summarize today, what is your personal preference when it comes to sports with kids?
Yeah, so I don't think there's one answer. So if you want me to say definitely specialize or definitely do multi-sport, I don't have that answer, but I think what you should do is sit down and have a discussion about what the goal is.
Okay.
And so if you say, do we want to compete for being on the national team of a sport? And then if the answer is yes, that's my dream. That sounds great to me. I would like to do that. I am that interested. Then we're like, okay, we're specializing then.
Okay.
And then we're going to do as much as we can to get good at this thing, because you have a goal of being on the team by age 16.
Yeah.
And then if it's like, no, I'm just interested in it, and I like having fun with it.
Social.
Yeah, it's social. And then it's like, yeah, let's do multi-sport. Let's develop, let's get our social skills and develop our body in a balanced way. And then you have a better chance of continuing all of those sports into adulthood.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I still play basketball now. And if I was just putting up shots like Steph Curry and not succeeding in the NBA, I might hate basketball by this time.
Exactly.
And be resentful about it.
So it's case by case.
Yes.
Talk with your kid, find out what they want and what your goals are as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Really interesting stuff, Michael. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next week.
Okay. See you then, Nick.
All right. We're going to take a song break and finish off the first half. Don't go anywhere because we'll be back very soon. This is Yummy by Justin Bieber.
부산영어방송.
혹시 지금 운전 중이신가요? 어린이 교통사고 피해자 수는 지난 3년 평균 약 9만 명. 특히 어린이 보호구역 안전기준이 강화된 이후에도 어린이 보호구역 내 사고는 지속적으로 발생하고 있습니다. 스쿨존에서는 반드시 시속 30km 이하 서행, 스쿨존 내 불법 주정차 금지, 차량 출발 전 앞뒤 좌우 살피는 습관으로 어린이가 안전한 도시를 만듭니다. 참, 운전 중 휴대전화 사용은 모두에게 위험합니다. 우리 모두를 위한 교통안전, 나부터 실천하면 모두가 안전해집니다. 어린이가 안전하게 뛰어놀 수 있는 부산. 아이 키우기 좋은 도시는 우리 모두의 미래이자 희망입니다. 이 캠페인은 어린이가 안전한 부산을 만드는 은행, B&K 부산은행과 함께합니다.
부산영어 방송에서는 글로벌 허브 도시 부산의 차세대 글로벌 리더들을 위한 청소년 영어 말하기 대회를 개최합니다.
BFM has organized the English Speech Contest for the next leaders of the global hub city, Busan.
전통이 숨쉬는 문화교육 특구, 동래구의 청소년 홍보대사들이 이야기하는 세계 속의 도시로 발돋움할 동네는 어떤 모습일까요?
From the inspiring stories of the final 10 students of Dongdaegu, one of the representative cities in Busan, we can draw the future of Dongdae as well look forward to the bright future of the global hub city, Busan.
치열한 예선을 거쳐 선발된 최종 10명의 본선 대결, 그리고 참가 학생 모두가 함께 도전하는 팀 대항 퀴즈를 통해 지역 청소년들이 꿈꾸는 동네와 부산의 미래를 그려봅니다.
We invite you to the Dongdaegu English Speech Contest with BFM, the finals.
8월 24일 오후 2시 부산교육대학교에서 열리는 부산영어방송과 함께하는 동래구 영어 말하기 대회에 여러분의 많은 관심 부탁드립니다.
This event is hosted by Dongdae District Office and organized by BFM, Busan 영어 방송.
The time is now 3 o'clock.
that, it was Be Kind by Marshmello and Halsey. You just listened to Be Kind by those two great artists, and Marshmello links up with Halsey to explore trust issues in a relationship. Now, Marshmello and Halsey released the song on May the 1st, 2020, when many were struggling amid the coronavirus lockdown. Halsey described the song's vibe as cute, optimistic, heartfelt, dance, summery, 80s. Adding that she felt Mello thought the track possesses the kinds of vibes people could use right now. Now, directed by Hannah Lux Davis, the colourful video finds Halsey travelling through 3 different worlds, while Marshmello makes various cameos throughout. According to a press release, Halsey learned the choreography through online video because it was shot during the coronavirus lockdown. You know, maybe it's just me, but I feel a lot of the songs released during COVID, they have a slightly different vibe. Usually meant to comfort, to try and get people through hard times. And a lot of them have very interesting music videos because there weren't ways that people could all gather together to really make this epic music video with big budgets. They seemed somewhat humbler. And this was a great song to introduce the second half. Welcome back, everyone, to the program. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Kijang, Dongguan and Doksan areas. I'm your temporary host, Nick. You can also listen to us in Seoul at TBS EFM 103.3 FM and GGN Gwangju 98.7 FM. We've got some great stuff coming your way. Some good messages coming in on YouTube. We did listen to Justin Bieber earlier. Young Nim saying, Justin Bieber, I guess he's kind of an older man right now. I think Justin Bieber, when he became famous, he was like 16. And I think I was about 18, so he's a couple of years younger than me. I guess he is an older man right now. That's weird to think about that, for sure. A great thing to think about. Nonetheless, his music still is pretty good. And actually, personally, I think his music gets a bit better as he gets older. I wasn't a fan of his as a kid, maybe because I was slightly jealous, but I definitely am more open to his music these days. Anyway, in the second hour, we've got some great stuff coming your way, starting with Daily List. There is a list for everything, and we're going to find them all. Daily List covers all the lists from the best of to the worst of, and today's topic is things to do before the summer ends. And it's also our text topic for the day. Following that, we have Inside Korea, where I'll let you know important updates on the country in which we live. For example, including Seoul to launch ferry shuttle services on the Han River in March, 100 Filipina caregivers to arrive in Seoul 1 month ahead of assignment, and extreme heat triggers outages, heat stroke deaths as well. Following that, we have Perfect Playlist, where we pick the best songs for every situation. So there is a lot going on today, lots to get involved with, and I want to remind you once again of today's text topic. What is something you really, really want to do before the summer ends? 네, 여름이 가기 전에 꼭 하고 싶은 것은 무엇인가요? Let me know what you want to do, because summer, in my opinion, is the best season. I know a lot of people don't like it, but summer, it's something that we just don't have a very good one of in England. So when I came here and I felt this extreme heat and this humidity, it was so exotic for me. It was amazing because English summers, at least 10 years ago, they were quite mild. Quite mild, very short. So I do appreciate the summers here. Of course, have to remember to not get too hot because it does cause problems for sure. Anyway, send us your messages and your answers to pound 9050, sharp 9050, which will cost you 101. Kakao Talk message, just search for BEFM or Busan 영어방송 in Korean. Add us, send us messages for free that way, or you can download the smartphone app. Just search for BEFM or Busan 영어방송 again, and you can listen to the music as well. We're going to be right back with Daily List after this song. This is Shame Shame by Foo Fighters.
shame.
We just listened to Shame, Shame by Foo Fighters, and now it is time for Daily List. There is a list for everything, and we're going to find all of them. It's kind of like a Pokemon catchphrase, right? Got to catch them all, got to find them all. Daily List. And today's daily list is things to do before summer ends. Summer is here, and it's been here for a while. In case you've been living under a rock or living somewhere cool, you must have noticed that it's scorching, boiling, all of the adjectives that related to heat outside. The pools are open, though. You know, the beaches are officially open. The fruity drinks are flying. A lot of people love the summer, including myself, but ultimately, you know, we say, oh, it's summer, let's go on vacation, let's do this, let's do that. But oftentimes we end up doing the same old stuff. So why not make this summer a little bit different as we send it off? So we're going to introduce some awesome things that you should definitely do before this summer ends. Number one, and I think we're starting off quite basic, but still good, and this is great for families and couples, go for a picnic. Everyone likes a picnic, right? It might seem a little old-fashioned, but a picnic can be a lot of fun. You can put some food in like a basket or a cooler, find a grassy spot somewhere, just plop down, have a meal, talk to your friends and family, and just have a great experience without being, stuck inside. Maybe as it's, really hot outside, go in the late afternoon towards the evening. It'll be slightly cooler. Maybe find some shade under a tree, and it'll just be amazing. I haven't been on a picnic in years. Well, the last time I went on a picnic was when I was a teacher in a 어린이집. But that wasn't really for myself. I was with a bunch of kids, making sure they didn't run off in different directions. Still a lot of fun, though, and the kids loved it. Another tip, another list item that we have is unplug and go connect with your friends in real life. I think this is vital, especially for days like the modern era. Everyone's on the internet these days. Some people, they keep their face pointed directly at their phones, even when they're outside. I can't tell you, everywhere I go, I've been to a few countries this year, every single country, almost, if there are people hanging out together, one person is always looking at their phone. It's become a global phenomenon, I think. So, sometime this summer, make sure you just set the phone down, step away from it. Everything's going to be fine. The internet's not going to blow up. It's not going to disappear. You're not going to miss an important text from your boss. Well, you might, but if you do, so what? Have some fun, You can experience life without the internet. So, pay attention to your relationships, which are far more important. You can catch up, do things that you used to do, the internet became a dominant force in your lives. I think before the internet was a big thing, me and my friends would go out, when we were young, like 10 years old, we'd go out to the forests. I lived just outside of London, so, it was a town with lots of houses, but there were lots of green places, lots of hills, lots of forests and grassy parks and stuff. So we used to go, in the forest, we used to climb trees, do not so good stuff, which I can't say on air, but we were boys, boys will be boys. And I miss those days. I hope kids still do that these days. I'm walking around a lot and I see a lot of, kids on their phones. I do hope they maybe go outside and enjoy some of the nature as well. I know I sound like 라떼는 말이지. I'm not trying to sound like an old man. I know I do sound like one right now, but it would be great to see some of that. Another great thing to do is go find your nearest body of water. And thankfully, we live in, I think, the best city in the country for bodies of water. It's an amazing thing you can do with a lot of water. You can go swimming. It doesn't even have to be the ocean. Busan is blessed with, 7 official beaches, lots of water, but places that are landlocked, maybe have some lakes, some rivers, some valleys. It's just having water around you can be so much fun, and especially in the summer, it's refreshing. Maybe eating some sashimi, right? Some hare by the 계곡, by the valley, would be an amazing thing to kind of send off this summer. All right, another tip. Maybe we do the same things over and over again, but how about trying something you've never tried before. You know, when we're kids, we like to explore new things, right? You take time off school to try new things and begin to compile the experiences that would eventually become treasured memories. But why does that have to stop now that we're grown up, right? There are lots of things left to experience, and you have 3 whole months of, nice, good weather to do them. I know it might sound a bit extreme, but you could try skydiving if you're brave enough, or because we live in Busan, try water skiing. We're surrounded. There are lots of experiences on the water in Busan where you can do water skiing, jet skiing, banana boats, lots of great new things if you've never done them. You can take a road trip to a place you've never been before. The possibilities are endless, and they'll become great memories in the future years. We've got some more great tips coming your way to make sure that you spend the rest of the summer wisely. Before that, we're going to take a song request. We're going to listen to a request by Soinim. This is Summer Is Over by Rialto. That was Summer is Over by Rialto, requested by Soinim. You know what? Soinim, first of all, fantastic song. I love that song. But I felt really sad listening to it. But the lyrics, you know, it's a beautiful song, but it's like melancholy, you know, melancholic song. 좀 bittersweet, 좀 시원섭섭한 노래인 것 같아요. It's got a beautiful melody. But then the lyrics, summer's over, I didn't mean to bring you down. It's like, it's making me realize that summer is nearly over. And I love the summer, so I don't want it to be over. But that's what makes it a great song. It kind of plays with your emotions. So, 감사합니다. We've got some more messages coming in. We have 펭수아빠님 saying, Hi Nick, I passed a job interview, so I'm going to work from August the 12th. 축하합니다. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Passing an interview, especially in Korea, is not easy. It's very rigorous, right? So I'm very happy for you. If it's not personal information, and if it's a job that you're comfortable with sharing, what kind of field are you going into? What kind of work is it? Bill, you don't have to answer that, but I'm just curious. Yeah, we've got Aningyonim messaging in as well, kind of talking about today's list, our daily list, where we're talking about things to do before the summer's over. One of them was to kind of, you know, build your relationships with real people. And Aningyonim says, relationships? What are those? Give me my Wi-Fi. I want my BEFM. Appreciate the loyalty, man. Appreciate the loyalty. BEFM, that's, you know, it's like a relationship, right? Back and forth like this. But go and, you know, meet some real people, my friend. I'm sure you do anyway. I'm sure you do. Anyway, let's get back to our daily list because there's more great things on here. A good one here is very weird. It's plank yourself 3 times a day. Plank yourself. Now, plank is 그 plank. 그 운동이 있죠. You kind of stand still. No, not stand still. You kind of go on your forearms and you lie like a plank of wood. So summertime is the best time to get yourself in shape. It's very hot outside, so it's nice to be indoors and do some indoor activities with the air conditioning blowing. Now, okay, apparently this is not talking about that plank. It's talking about... Oh, you are talking... Okay, it is talking about that. It's talking about that exercise to kind of get your tummy firm. And if you start doing it now, you might see the results by autumn. There you go. If you want to kind of, you know, strengthen your core muscles, do some exercise. Planking is a very odd and interesting thing, apparently, you can do before the summer goes. All right, here's a good one. This is a good one. This is something I definitely agree with. It's have a barbecue. Right? Fire up the grill, the smoker, because it's summer. Invite some friends over, neighbors, family, friends, and just, you know, grill some burgers and hot dogs and great things. It's so much fun. Now, the culture is very different between, say, England and Korea, right? In Korea, when you say barbecue, you think of like 삼겹살, 갈비살, right? You go to a restaurant and then you grill it, and that's a type of barbecue, and it's delicious. It's one of the best things to come out of Korea. I think a lot of tourists agree. They always miss Korean barbecue. But the barbecue I'm talking about here, it's a bit more difficult because not everybody has a garden. 이 뒷마당이 없어요. You know, some people do, but most people live in apartments, so it's not like you can invite your neighbors over to your veranda and like start cooking stuff, right? If you have a garden, a backyard, it's really easy to do, and it's a great way to bond with your neighbors as well. And I need to bond with my neighbors because when I see people in my apartment building, sometimes I say hello, I try to, but then I'm like, I'm a bit shy. You kind of you get a bit cold towards your apartment neighbors. It's not good. It's not good. Anyway, if possible, have a lovely barbecue. Another thing you can do is watch a sunset from an epic location. Everywhere is within an hour of a great spot to watch a sunset, and in Busan, you know, I don't need to say it, the sunsets here are amazing. You know, you can go on top of a mountain and watch it. You can watch it disappear over the horizon, over the, you know, the horizon of the ocean. Honestly, in my personal experience, the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen, probably in my life, right? I'm not exaggerating, is in Daepo. I couldn't believe it. You know, I've been to a few countries and I saw some amazing, you know, sunrises and sunsets, but something about the sun disappearing over the Daepo horizon, just over those little mountains and over the sea, and then the Daepo water is so flat, right? 되게 평평하죠. And so it kind of, I don't know, it's like an illusion. It plays with your eyes, but it's beautiful. And I recommend if you've never seen it, go to 다대포 on a nice clear day and watch the sunset. You can also go to an outdoor concert. Summer's the perfect time for concerts, right? You wear a t-shirt, maybe drinking a beer if it's legal in the area, and just listen to your favorite music, right? Korea has great music festivals. Most countries have really good music festivals. I grew up going to music festivals over the weekend, and I must say, best times of my life. You know, seeing your favorite bands, going to another stage, drinking some good food, some good drinks, and eating some good food. Great way to, spend the time there. Do we have time for one more? Yeah, I'll give one more. Let's have a look. I've got a little bit of a list here. Okay, another one. If it's too hot outside, see a summer blockbuster. Some of the best movies come out over the summer. They call them summer blockbusters, right? You'll see them in commercials, on TV, and your co-workers and friends will be talking about them too. So you can just, take your friends, a loved one, family member, head over to the movie theater and enjoy it. I love it. It gives you a temporary break from the heat outside, free air conditioning. Tickets aren't cheap, but it's an experience, right? It's an experience. So this was a list of great things you can do. I hope that you take some of these into account. Soinem also saying, yep, 다대포 저장. I do hope you go. It's beautiful. Hopefully the weather's good and you can see the sun. Because today, I didn't check the weather, but it looked like there was a lot of 미세먼지 and the sky was very cloudy. So make sure it's a clear day. All right, that does it for the Daily List. We're going to take a song break and then we'll be back. This is Tom's Diner by DNA and Suzanne Vega. was Cheap Thrills by Sia and Sean Paul. Welcome back to 2 p.m. Reboot. We're in the middle of Inside Korea, going over some of the biggest pieces of news around the country. And moving on to our third piece, something I'm sure we're all aware of is extreme heat triggers, outages, and heat stroke deaths. As extreme heat persists nationwide, widespread damage, including power and water outages, as well as heat stroke-related deaths, have been reported. On Sunday evening, 255 out of 1,089 households in apartments in Dongnaemun-gu, eastern Seoul, experienced a power outage caused by the persisting scorching heat. A Korea Electric Power Corporation official explained that the blackout resulted from a fault in the apartment complex's transformer, which overheated due to the abnormally high temperatures. The power outage lasted for 21 hours before being restored as of 5:55 p.m. on Monday. Last Saturday, a baseball game in Daejeon was paused for 38 minutes due to a power outage that shut off the stadium's electronic scoreboard and automated ball strike system. The heatwave also disrupted water supplies in some regions and caused fires. Cheongdo-gun in North Gyeongsang Province faced a shortage of clean water due to a significant increase in water usage compared to its daily production rate. According to fire authorities, the heatwave caused fires in the outdoor units of air conditioners installed outside apartments in Mapogu, Seoul, and Daejeon City on Monday. An air conditioner at a restaurant in Dangjin, South Chungcheong Province, also caught fire. Korea experienced intense heat over the weekend, with temperatures feeling as hot as 38 degrees Celsius in some parts of the country. 5 deaths due to heat-related illness have been reported over the weekend, increasing the number of heat-related deaths to 13. Everyone, please be safe. Take it easy as well during the summer. Make sure you have shade. Make sure you are hydrated as well. That was today's Inside Korea. Welcome to Ponim as well, coming in. Hello there. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're having a good day so far. We're going to take a song break, and then we'll be right back very soon. No song break. Okay, we're going to go straight on to our next segment of Perfect Playlist. Welcome everyone, it is now time for Perfect Playlist. We didn't listen to a song just then, but we're going to listen to 2 perfect songs for your perfect playlist. We did just listen to the Inside Out Korea segment, but now it's time to give you your perfect playlist for your perfect situation. And this theme is songs of the British invasion. 네, 영국의 침공이죠, 음악적으로. Now the first song is Bus Stop by the Hollies. This was written by Graham Goldman, who went on to form the band 10cc, best known for their hit I'm Not in Love. The song is about a couple who meet one rainy day at a bus stop, and then love blooms when they share an umbrella. Graham Goldman's father was a talented and creative writer who often helped his son with song ideas. Now, Graham had the idea for a bus stop setting, and his dad came up with the first line, Bus stop, wet day, she's there. I say, please share my umbrella. And from that starting point, he was able to finish the song. What a great start to the song. Has anyone ever met their partner like that? Just waiting for the bus, share an umbrella? Very romantic. Too romantic. Does that stuff happen in real life? If it has to you, let me know. The next song is going to be Georgie Girl by The Seekers. This was featured in the 1966 movie of the same name. It's set in London, and the film is a comedy romance starring Lynn Redgrave. Now, The Seekers sang 2 different sets of lyrics over the credits and the titles of the movie. A different version was recorded and released as the single, and Olivia Newton-John recorded a new version of this song for the soundtrack of the 2011 movie A Few Best Men. So for today's perfect playlist, we're going to listen to Bus Stop by the Hollies and Georgie Girl by The Seekers. We just listened to two great songs back to back, Bus Stop by the Hollies and Georgie Girl by the Seekers. Georgie Girl is a song that I've listened to without realizing many times. Maybe growing up, it was always in the background, and so I was humming the tune in my head for quite a long time. Great songs for today's perfect playlist. We had Soinim saying 곡들이 너무 좋아서 British Invasion 할만합니다. Yeah, I mean, they had their heyday and there were good songs coming out of England. Great songs coming out of, every country, I think. There are, some of my favorite bands are Australian. They don't get a lot of credit, but the Aussies have some great music. A lot of great music that probably can't be played on air as well. But if you ever get the chance, some like 90s, 80s Australian music is pretty good. AC/DC are also a great Australian band. Ponim as well saying, 노래 나오는 동안 스튜디오 모습이 보이면 더 좋을 것 같아요. Yeah, I notice on YouTube on this show, we cover up when there's a song break. I don't mind because, during the song break, I have to make ugly faces, like scratch my nose or I pick my cheek or something. So you don't want to, trust me, you don't want to see that. Anyway, thank you for joining the show today. It's 3:53 in the afternoon. We do have to wrap things up. However, tomorrow is Friday, so, we're all going to be happy. We're going to be excited for the weekend. Please come and join tomorrow for another 2 hours of great stuff. And I'm going to wrap things up here. I've been your host, Nick. Thank you for listening. Our last song is Boogie Wonderland by Earth, Wind and Fire. I'll see you tomorrow.